snow days. And a health inspection points out a problem in a Joplin elementary school. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, Pittsburgh schools decide whether to lengthen the school day to make up for missed snow days. Plus, a Joplin elementary school draws concerns following a health inspection. And a student-run television station at Joplin High School holds a ceremony for former students, including some familiar faces.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Pittsburgh USD 250 School Board tonight decided not to extend the length of the school day to make up for missed days. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. So far, the district has used 6 snow days, which leaves only a half day remaining for potential days off. Tonight, the board faced 2 choices. The first, to add 5 minutes to the end of each school day through the end of the year, or to convert the final half day of school on May 23rd to a full day.
Currently, right now, the Board of Education tonight chose not to change our current class calendar or schedule because we still have about 1/2 of a day of school that was built into the calendar in case we have, for example, inclement weather.
So if the district doesn't lose any more snow days, the last day of school will be, as it currently stands, a half day on May 23rd. Health inspectors say they've found some concerns in the kitchen area of Joplin Cecil Floyd Elementary School. They cite contamination from mice. In response, the school district says, in part, quote, "We're working closely with pest control professionals and our custodial team to thoroughly address the problem and increasing preventative measures to ensure this does not happen again." Altogether, 7 places in Joplin failed that health inspection. They include a gas station, a convenience store, a motel, and some restaurants. The Joplin Health Department has made it easier for the public to get access to those inspection reports. You'll find a link at KOAMnewsnow.com. Lawmakers in Arkansas pass a bill to provide firearms training to students. The bill would require public school districts and open enrollment public charter schools to annually provide students with instructions on firearms safety. The bill would empower the Arkansas State Game and Fish Commission to work with the Division of Elementary and Secondary Education to create and approve age-appropriate firearms safety courses. House Bill 1117 does state that if an option of live fire training is approved, parents will have to give consent. A student from Neodesha High School is making history as the first person in Kansas to receive the prestigious John Lewis Youth Leadership Award, given by the National Association of Secretaries of State. This honor recognizes young people who inspired their communities through civic engagement. And senior Tucker Leck was caught by surprise when Kansas Secretary of State Scott Schwab paid him an unexpected visit during his Spanish class to deliver the news.
Very start, my parents have always taught me the importance of giving back to your community, giving back to your state, and giving back to your country. And I think when those family values really cultivated a sense of purpose within me, that's when I wanted to make a difference.
The goal since 5 to 6 years old of, for whatever reason, being the governor of Kansas. That is his goal.
Leck goes on to say he plans on attending Notre Dame, where he will, of course, study political science. 8 Joplin High School alumni were inducted today into the Jet HD Wall of Fame. Jet HD, also known as Joplin Eagles Television, is celebrating its 25th anniversary. The program teaches students about audio and video broadcasting. Inducted alumni are those who have taken what they've learned from the program into the real world, including TV reporters, photographers, and musicians. The group inducted today included KOAM's very own Chris Warner, class of 2005, and Samantha Walker, class of 2020.
The youngest person on this wall, which is quite an honor. So it's very touching to be able to see all of these other people who are so accomplished and have done so many incredible things, some of whom I walked these halls with, some of whom walked it, 20 years before me. So it's quite incredible seeing these are people who've done incredible things.
Don't know what I particularly could have done out of all of my family that's gone to Joplin High School. I have no idea how I'm the one that's hanging up on a wall here, but it's a tremendous honor to know that down the road my kids will come in and get to see my smiling face in the hallways if they go down this same route.
Coming back to this program today is crazy. It kind of feels like I was just here yesterday, but I graduated in 2018, which is also kind of a lifetime ago. But it's bittersweet. It's cool to see that kids are still like finding an interest in this because it's.
Our congratulations to all of the inductees, all of them we know very deserving. The instructors of the JET HD program said they hope to soon have a full wall of alumni as they continue to teach students. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, temperatures got up to the low 70s today, and we started off about 40 degrees for our low. Now, our average temperatures were usually sitting in the 50s, so we're a good 15 degrees warmer than we should be. We're also seeing some pretty strong wind gusts continuing up to 40 miles per hour through this evening and even continuing into tomorrow as well. Now, we've got clear skies tonight. It's going to be a pretty nice night. Temperatures only dropping down to about 50 degrees as well, so overall mild night as well. Now, dry conditions do persist as well by noon, getting down to less than 40% humidity across the area, continuing to drop less than 30% humidity, even getting down to about 20%. So with winds continuing to gust and dry conditions, plus these warm temperatures in the mid-70s again, we may see fire weather concerns as we head through Tuesday, plus rain chances are in the forecast, and I'm going to have a look at forecast coming up.
See you soon. A federal court awards a historic judgment to the Show Me State against a foreign government. That story is coming up. But up first, roofing companies in Oklahoma and elsewhere speak to their concerns over potential tariff impacts. With storm season just beginning and damage to homes already happening, some roofing companies are concerned about how the new tariffs could impact the cost of roofing supplies and their customers. Stephanie Manish has the latest.
I think there will be an impact from the tariffs.
Roofing customer Jared McMillan is not alone. It's a concern shared across the country, but he says he's not letting this stop him from paying for what he needs.
If the cost of my roof is going to increase due to these tariffs, then that is part of the cost of doing business. I personally don't think that these tariffs are just going to drastically increase prices overnight.
Owner of McCann's Roofing and Construction, Eric Brown, agrees.
We do forecasting, and so we look at that all the time. And as of right now, there's not been a huge shift.
But have some of Brown's customers expressed concerns over future price increases?
Oh, 100%. Everybody has concerns.
Brown says there's always concern when it comes to labor and materials.
As a business owner, I always have to look out for cost and, how I can help the customer the most. So that is a real issue.
According to the Tile Roofing Industry Alliance, there's unease over the 25% tariffs on roofing materials. Brown says, as a business owner, he factors in the impact on his customers.
There's everything from cedar that we use for our pergolas to Velux skylights. Those are manufactured here in the United States primarily.
The Tile Roofing Industry Alliance says in the U.S., the tile roofing industry is a $2.85 billion endeavor. The Missouri Attorney General secures a historic judgment against the Chinese Communist Party today. Yeah, the Chinese Communist Party. The federal court ruled that Missouri had evidence to prove that China caused and exacerbated the COVID-19 pandemic, harming Missourians. That ruling is supposed to cost the Chinese government $20 billion with a B, 6 times more than the previous largest judgment in Missouri history. Missouri will now try to collect the judgment and, if necessary, will look to identify and seize Chinese-owned assets, including Missouri farmland. More low-income housing could be on the way to Pittsburgh. That's through the partnership of the nonprofit Building Health, Inc., which is a subsidiary of the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas, and Vecino Group, a company that provides affordable housing. The low-income apartment complex would be located adjacent to Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas, which is donating the land. The apartment would be 42 units, with 12 units reserved for people with persistent mental illness and or a co-occurring disorder and are exiting homelessness. City of Pittsburgh has committed a low-interest loan of $170,000 toward that project.
Opportunity for anybody earning wages at about $16.70 an hour. So in a lot of our industries, that's entry-level positions. Very beneficial too for people who are in retirement or on Social Security income.
Their next step is to make this a reality by applying for income tax credits from the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation. They'll find out if they've been approved in August. If approved, Vicino Group anticipates construction to start in the first quarter of next year, 2026. Cherokee County authorities are investigating a weekend stabbing incident. Cherokee County Sheriff's deputies responded to a report of a physical disturbance yesterday. Deputies discovered gunshots had been fired, but no one had been struck. Authorities were informed 2 people had left the scene and one of them had possibly been stabbed. When deputies found the 23-year-old man who had indeed been stabbed, authorities took him to Mercy Hospital Columbus, and then a medical helicopter took him to a hospital in Joplin. Lindsay returns with a complete look at your forecast next, and a little bit later, spring will bring a lot of flowering trees to the area, including an invasive one that will also give bloom to a lot of problems.
Well, overall, a pretty warm day today, though. Winds were gusting. Let's go ahead and take a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We have winds still continuing to gust, but clear skies tonight. Temperatures only dropping down into the lower 50s, so we stay rather mild through this evening. And we do have those winds continuing to gust up to 25, even pushing 30 miles per hour out of the southwest. That's bringing in a few more days with dry conditions. So we're going to have dry air, windy conditions, and warm temperatures. We're starting off in the low 50s, warming up to mid 60s by 11 a.m. and then our high for the day, mid 70s. Now we do have this little shortwave trough trying to push through, brings in a cold front only hitting our northern counties. So by the morning, we're all staying clear. Now this little cold front pushes through, stalls out, and just sits right there north of Parsons, north of Pittsburgh, through Nevada. Temperatures may stay a little bit cooler in those northern counties where that front is trying to push through, and then it does retreat before our actual low pressure system moves in on Wednesday, bringing us a few clouds by noon on Wednesday. Temperatures reaching low 60s. We're only getting up to the mid to lower 70s again on Wednesday, and then rain chances stay mostly south of us. We got a lot of moisture down in Arkansas and even towards the east in Missouri. Not a lot of moisture in our area, still dealing with some dry conditions, so we're not seeing a lot of rain chances. And then clouds clear out by early Thursday morning. Winds pick back up though Thursday evening, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Overnight, getting up to 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts, and then even stronger winds through most of the day on Friday, gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour in certain areas. So Miami getting up to almost 60 mile per hour wind gusts, 45 mile per hour wind gusts in Independence, 40 in Yates Center and some of those northern cities. This is by Friday 4 p.m. and out of the southwest, so bringing again more dry air into the area, possibly causing another day with fire weather concerns. Then winds shift as that front pushes through early Saturday morning. We do still have some strong wind gusts as that front has officially passed us. Now, on top of that, we also could see some storms moving through on Friday. By 2 p.m., few showers start to push into the area. This is where the strongest part of the system is in our area. Just some heavy rain. May not even see some thunderstorms in the area. We might see a little popping up, but most of that develops outside of our area, even past Springfield. We do have some cloudy conditions as we go into Saturday as well. Now, overall, it is a great looking week. Temperatures range in the mid to lower 70s. After that front passes on Friday, we drop down 15 degrees down to the mid 50s, but we're warming right back up on Sunday, low 60s and then 70s again to start off our next week.
Sounds pretty good. Thanks, Lindsay. As we get closer to spring, the plants and trees are going to start blooming. That includes some trees we don't really want in our area. The dreaded Bradford pear in many yards and spreading in rural areas. Nick Kelly has details.
I've never really lost any sleep over removing Bradford pears.
Springfield arborist Noel Boyer says he's lost count of the hundreds of Bradford or Callery pear trees he's had to tackle in his career. Through his experience, these seemingly beautiful trees come with many problems, including how weak the limbs can be in a breeze.
Every time the wind blows around Springfield, we literally get dozens of calls where they have fallen down and smashed people's cars or, ripped the gutters off their house.
Plus, conservation department experts say those trees can have a negative impact on other trees.
They crowd out a lot of native species that are needed for other insects and wildlife for habitat. They spread very aggressively. Birds eat the fruit, spread those seeds. They're very good at taking up a whole area.
The department is once again teaming up with the Missouri Invasive Plants Council to offer the Calorie Pair Buyback Program. People can register one paired tree between March 17th and April 17th. After sending in proof of removal, they can go to a select location to pick up a free native tree replacement. That will happen on April 22nd between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. People with multiple pear trees on their property should be aware of the limit to the program.
You get one free native tree, but that's still getting rid of a lot of calorie pear trees, and you are replacing it with a tree that is much more beneficial to the wildlife and to you, the landowner, to be there.
As for the arborists, they'll be happy to see people remove these trees either by themselves or with help from the pros to help nature out.
But I'm actually really glad to see the Conservation Department putting forth an effort to, reward people for removing them so that we can get a better species around here.
Now, if you have any questions about trees you have on your property, especially help identifying Bradford or calorie trees, as they're called, Bradford pear trees, conservation agents, they're always ready to help. Still ahead, Girard girls basketball previews its trip to the state tournament, and Webb City boys basketball hosts a district championship game. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular. Built for us.
In Missouri high school basketball, fewer and fewer of our local teams remain alive in the playoffs, and tonight, one of them hopes to win a district championship while 2 others try to advance to the state quarterfinals. The Class 5 District 6 championship in the Cardinal Dome, Webb City takes on Parkview. Their last matchup wasn't even close. First quarter, Parkview with an early lead, and Desire Greek knocks down the corner 3, Vikings up 6. Later in the first, Cardinals finding their rhythm. Holton Keith goes off glass and in, plus the foul. Parkview up 3 after 1. In the second, Trey Turner finds Mason Young, and he drains the triple to give Webb its first lead. Cardinals up 3 at halftime, and in the third, we continue to go back and forth. Eason Nash hits a 3-ball from the top of the key. Vikings back on top, but Webb City again keeping it tight. Eli Pace with a great pass to Dalton Riggs. He connects. Cardinals up 1 going into the fourth, but down the stretch, a couple of big turnovers lead to this. Elias Govan gets vertical. That all but does it. Cardinals unable to overcome some mistakes late in the fourth. Parkview wins the district championship in hostile territory, 52-40. Webb City finishes as district runner-up. Moving over to Class 4, Aurora boys basketball has its season come to an end tonight. Hound Dogs fall to Logan Rogersville, 73-51 in sectionals. Similar story up in Nevada. Tigers fall to Center High School, 45-36 in a Class 4 sectional. They finished the year with a record of 21-7. Over in Kansas, 7 of our local teams have earned a trip to the state tournament. One of those is Girard girls basketball, and the Lady Trojans, they're back at state for the second year in a row after going 21-2 and earning a sub-state championship.
It's a really great opportunity to be able to go to state. A lot of teams don't get it, and especially this is our second year going back to back.
We've developed a lot. We've had some young girls have to step up and play some bigger roles, but we've just been in that gym grinding every day and working as hard as we can to be the best team out there.
At first it was a little choppy, like our defense and offense was. We were just still getting used to it, and now we're really set into there, and our defense and offense has definitely improved.
We talked about the giant killers with this group, and they've kind of become the giant killers. They study scouts as well, or better maybe. The intensity these guys have on defense is just unbelievable. I've done this 26 years, and this is as good as I've seen as far as the defense, and I've had a lot of really, really good defenses.
And Colgan boys basketball also practicing at Pitt State this evening in preparation for a trip to state. In the quarterfinals, the Panthers face the 2-time defending state champion, undefeated Mound Ridge, but they've been battle-tested all season.
think we're kind of, taking confidence in our approach and our schedule that we've been talking about, and just drawing confidence that we've played a lot of good teams like this. So, in all those games, it's just you want to win the game, but you got to break it down and take it quarter by quarter and take it, 4-minute stretch by 4-minute stretch.
It feels good that we were able to still play because last year our season got cut short. We lost in a game that we probably shouldn't have, but it's good to be back in Manhattan.
It definitely motivated me. Last year as a freshman, it hurt losing those seniors and losing with them. And like every practice we say St. Isidore pray for us just to get back to the church in Manhattan.
Colgan's our only local school to have both teams going to state. The Colgan boys and girls each going to the 2A state tournament.
Wow, that's quite an accomplishment, really. We'll be right back.
Well, temperatures again getting into the mid to lower 70s on Tuesday, plus windy conditions persist. Over the next couple of days, our overnight lows stay in the 50s to 60s, and our highs stay in the 70s. Slight chance of rain on Wednesday, but a greater chance of rain on Friday.
Loving those temps. Pittsburgh High School Theater brings the legendary story of the unsinkable Molly Brown to life on stage. While it might seem like a fictional journey, many of the characters are based on real people who made a real impact.
I play Emma Stetson. I have a featured ensemble role. She was a real historical figure. She was a religious activist. And I think being in the ensemble, I get to be in a lot of different dance numbers with a lot of different people, but Emma Stetson's really important because of her real life activism.
The PHS Theater Department will perform this tale from history live on the Pittsburgh Memorial Auditorium stage. Performances are this Thursday and Friday at 7 p.m. and then on Saturday at 2 in the afternoon. I want to check it out. Time for our final sports notes.
Tomorrow we'll hear from the Labette County girls basketball team. They are going to go to the 4A state tournament over in Kansas.
Well, wish them well. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.